We might bring in Keith Thurman from Florida now. Keith, thanks so much for joining us. We're really excited to get you to Australia. What do you know about Brock Jarvis? What was it like for you when they said that name to you and they said, come to Sydney, have a fight?
I knew about Tim Tszyu, obviously, with his father and what he was able to do, becoming champion. So I had to do a little Google research on who Brock Jarvis was. I saw his accolades at 147, how he lost in his world title shot. And, this is just what they brought to the table. I have been inactive for 3 years now. I've done great things in the sport of boxing. A lot of fights have not come off in the USA. Even the last fight, I suffered my third major injury, which was very unfortunate. But I still, at 36 years old, have a passion for the sport. I've been world champion twice. I love being world champion. I know I have fans from all over the world, and this gives me that opportunity to get back into the sport of boxing, which I love, travel overseas, and just allow those worldwide fans that I know that I have to see me face to face, to showcase my skills and my talent in Sydney, Australia, and just show you guys what a mistake it is when you think you're going to fight Keith Thurman and it's going to be an easy fight.
When you looked him up and found out who Brock Jarvis is, were you impressed or were you disappointed with what you saw?
You got to understand, he has not been world champion. You have to understand that Keith Thurman has not only been a champion, but I beat champions. And I schooled the last champion, Mario Barrios. So, it's hard to impress me. But what I saw was a very lively fighter. I saw a guy who is gonna fight. This guy is an insider. He's gonna come bring power punches to the table. I was notorious when I was coming up for being a power puncher. This allows me to go back to my roots. Of course, my feet are always under me. I have an intelligent ring IQ that I can always bring to the table. But like the promoter said, he knows that in that arena come March 12th, that there will be some firecrackers from the USA, from Australia, live in action, March 12th. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to what this young man and the prime of his career, 27 years old, and the fact that he's not Mexican, but he's got to have some cojones to step up to me.
It's a big step up according to Keith. Is that the way that you see it, or what version do you think you're getting of Keith Thurman?
Not necessarily. He stated there that he's a power puncher. I know he hasn't knocked anyone out for 10 years. He hasn't fought in 3 years. That's a long time at his age. So, for him to say those kinds of things, I know he had a scheduled fight last year, pulled out 2 weeks prior with an old man injury, a torn bicep. So I'm a bit worried, actually, that he might not even show up. I think I'll feel a lot better when he gets here and arrives on Australian soil.
Any response to that, Keith? Brock's concerned that your body at the age of 36 doesn't get you to Sydney.
Everyone is so quick to doubt. Nobody in the world today knows what it is to have faith. People don't understand what true passion is. This is not about Brock. You guys love him. I'm coming to your city. But when Keith Thurman steps in the ring, it's always the Thurman show. And when I get there, you're gonna know it's not about Brock. This is going to be one of the greatest comebacks in 2025. This is history in the making. This is Sugar Ray Leonard. This is Muhammad Ali after prison. Time does not take away the ability of champions.
Show's over.
I was a 7-time national champion.
Show's over, Keith. It's over. It's over now. It's finished.
The show has just begun, my friend, and you're the first opening act. And you're going to get a big welcoming slap. I promise you,
You're
kid.
looking for tune-up fights.
I promise
you're doing that.
You got dropped. You got dropped 2 fights ago. You got stopped. You got knocked out, kid. I've never been knocked out in a fight against any of the world champions. The greatest amongst the greats.
The time is up. You've had your time. You had your one time.
You will not handle 5 rounds. Guaranteed.
It's over.
You're just a child to me,
You had
son.
your one time.
You're an amateur.
You're an old man.
You're an amateur.
You're well and truly past it. It's all over.
And just like your daddy, I'm going to give you a good whooping. Just like I'm going to give you that whooping. How do you say it? Whooping.
Just show up on Australian soil, Keith. I'll feel much better when you get here. You know, I won't worry anymore about you pulling out like you have in the past.
That was one fight. I've pulled out of 2 fights
Correct.
due to 2 injuries. One was a whiplash against Sean Porter, which I gave him the fight and I won. I should have just beat Tim Tszyu one-handed. Y'all saw what happened. It's a big mistake. You mess with the big fish, USA. We run boxing. You don't run boxing. We run boxing. I've been about this life, son. I've been about this life. You already got slapped the first time you try to meet a champion, and you're about to get slapped one more time. Don't worry, kid. I'll be happy to give you the whooping your daddy never did.
Keith, you mentioned Tim Tszyu there. That was a fight you were meant to have previously. Is there a part of you that sees this as a stepping stone towards another opportunity to fight against Tim Tszyu? Is Brock Jarvis your path to there?
You guys want it. The promoters from that side of town are all capable of making this happen. This is what it is.
It's not going to happen, Keith.
I'm going to get back in action.
Here, Keith,
I'm going to warm up. I'm going to warm up my skills and talent. Remind people of who Keith Thurman is by beating up some kangaroos. All you want me to do is beat up some kangaroos. I'm going to fly over there. I'm going to get me this kangaroo. I'm going to come back to America, and I'll come get Tszyu if that's what you guys want. This is the entertainment you guys want. You've had it in the past. You've had Roy Jones. You've had Pacquiao. You've had some world-class international fighters come to your land, come to your soil. Luckily for you, I'm what's next.
Is that how you feel, Brock, that Keith believes that this is just a stepping stone on the way to that fight?
I think every time he opens his mouth, he should be arrested for air pollution.
What have you done, Brock? Ask him a real question, man. What have you done, Brock, in boxing? What have you done?
That's what I'm about to do. I'm about to beat up on an old man who's well and truly past it.
That's fun. Well, good luck to you, son. Good luck to you.
You're declining fast, similar to the hairline.
Any final words before we let the pair of you go? Keith, to you first. Some final words to Brock Jarvis before we see you ahead of this fight on March the 12th.
I'm just happy to be back in action for the world to see, for the doubters to doubt, for the haters to hate. But Keith Thurman was, is, and will forever be great. And that's what March 12th is all about.
And to you, Brock, after hearing that from Keith Thurman and having this interaction as you have done, some final words to the man that you'll face in the ring at the Horden on March 12th.
Just make sure you get there, Keith. Just make sure you show up. All right, just keep yourself fresh. I don't want us to hear about any old man injuries like you have in the past.
Don't miss the plane flight. I'm going to be there, boy. Don't worry about it. We're going to have fun. I haven't traveled since COVID, kid. I love international travel. I met my wife in Tokyo, got married in Kathmandu. Now I get to fly to Australia and slap you. So it's going to be a good time.